Welcome to the HESSGA Executive Committee. You've just stepped into the role of Assistant to the President. And let me tell you, it's a position with some serious potential to make a difference. So what does that actually mean? Well, in this guide, we're going to break down all the fundamentals to help you kickstart your journey and make a real impact right from day one.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with the why, HESSGA's core mission. Then we'll dive into the how, looking at the organization's structure and the rules for how our meetings run. After that, we're going to focus on you, your role, your power, and some really cool ideas to get you thinking. And finally, we'll wrap it all up by thinking about the legacy that you're going to leave behind.
First things first, the mission. Why does HESSGA even exist? It's not just about planning school events. The answer is actually in its founding document, and believe me, it's a lot bigger than you might think.
These words, right here, are pulled straight from the HESSGA Constitution's preamble. This is the bedrock of everything we do. It's all about service, about school spirit, and about creating a positive culture for everyone. This is the why behind every single decision we make.
So, don't think of this as some dusty old document. Think of it as a living, breathing mission. By stepping into this role, you've just become a key player in bringing that mission to life for every single student in the school.
Okay, but to make that mission a reality, you need a map, right? You got to understand how HESSGA is organized. So let's take a look at the blueprint of your new organization.
HESSGA is built on a classic three-branch system. You've probably heard of this before. It's a lot like the U.S. government. We've got the executive, the legislative, and the judicial branches. Each one has its own specific purpose, but they're all designed to work together to serve the students.
So here's how it all breaks down. The executive committee, that's your team, that's us, we're the action arm. We get things done. The legislative assembly is where representatives from the student body debate and vote on the big issues. And the judicial committee, they're kind of like the referee, making sure everyone plays by the rules laid out in the Constitution.
Okay, let's zoom in on your world, the executive committee. Your title is Assistant to the President, but it's so much more than a title. Think of yourself as the engine room, the real power behind the presidency.
Now, the Constitution formally defines your role like this, and you'll notice it doesn't list out a bunch of specific tasks. That's because the title is your mission: support the president. Your job is to be the person the president can absolutely count on to help get things done.
So to really understand your job, you first have to understand the president's job. These are their core responsibilities, pulled straight from the Constitution. They're the face of the student body, the leader of our meetings, and the person who makes sure this whole machine is running smoothly.
So how in the world does one person handle all of that? Well, here's the secret. They don't. That's where you come in. You are the force multiplier for the presidency. Your entire job is to look at that list of duties and ask, how can I help make these happen faster, better, and more effectively?
So what does that look like in the real world? Well, it means helping the president prep the agenda for a big meeting. It means checking in with the different commissions to see if they need any support. It means being a sounding board for new ideas and, maybe most importantly, being a trusted advisor.
Okay, a big part of your role is going to involve meetings, but our meetings aren't just casual chats, they have a formal structure. And that's to make sure that everyone is heard and that we make decisions fairly and efficiently. So let's look at the rules of engagement.
Think about it. How do you take a room full of passionate people, all with different ideas, and actually come to a decision in a way that's fair to everyone? How do you make sure the whole process is orderly and, democratic?
The answer is a system called Robert's Rules of Order. In fact, our own Constitution mandates that we use this procedure. It's a time-tested method for running meetings that ensures everything is handled properly and everyone gets a say.
Now, I know it sounds super formal, but the core process is actually pretty simple. You can think of it as the life cycle of an idea, which we call a motion. It starts with someone making a proposal, another person seconds it to show it has support, the chair clarifies it for everyone, the group debates it, and finally it's put to a vote. That's it.
And here are the key phrases you'll hear and use all the time. Think of it as your meeting cheat sheet. To introduce an idea, you say, I move that. To end the debate and just get to a vote, you say, I move the previous question. It's kind of like a shared language that keeps everything moving forward fairly.
All right, we've covered the structure and the rules. Let's get to the most exciting part, what you can actually accomplish. This is where your vision turns into action. As assistant to the president, you're in the perfect spot to help shape these ideas and bring them to life.
Let's think big.
How cool would it be to bridge generations and create a community event that people will talk about for years? A senior citizen prom could be an incredible act of service and a total blast.
Or what about making a powerful visual statement right here in our own hallways? A unity wall, where students can contribute art, photos, and thoughts about what makes our school special. Talk about building school culture from the ground up.
And hey, let's not forget about just having some high-energy fun. Imagine an all-day Survivor-style challenge, with teams competing in crazy activities all over the school. That's the kind of event that builds memories that last a lifetime.
And really, those are just a few thought starters. Look at this list: a students versus faculty competition, a hilarious lost and found fashion show, a kindness rocks project, a welcome committee for new students. The possibilities are literally endless, and you can help lead the charge on any of these.
Okay, so we've covered the mission, the structure, your role, and the incredible potential for you to make an impact. It really all comes down to one thing: what you choose to do with this opportunity. Your term has begun, and so has your chance to leave your mark.
You have the map, you have the tools, and you've got the inspiration. So now there's only one question left. What impact will you make? We absolutely cannot wait to see what you do. Welcome to the team.